Hello everyone. So tell me, what are the things that come to your mind when you start preparing for a high stakes examination? Whether it's a competitive examination like NEET UG, PG, JEE, or whether it is your professional examinations or even your MDMS finals. Hi, I'm Dr. Shomlina and I have recently attempted my MD radio diagnosis examination. Yes, it was difficult because I was preparing for an exam where I have to write down 10 long answers to 10 questions and there are no options given to us. So that is a kind of thing which I had not done since 2019 when I had given my final MBBS examination. And in the last 2 years of residency, I had not attempted any long examination. So it took me some time to adjust to this daily routine of studying for about 8 hours, 10 hours a day. But then I remembered I had given the toughest exam ever in my life, that is NEET PG, 3 years back. So why won't I be able to crack this one? And I found out a plan to calm myself down and proceed logically so that my preparation can run smooth. So hear me out. But one disclaimer first, if you have already planned out your preparation and you're okay with it, you may skip this video. So, step one is limit your syllabus. Why? Once you are in the medical field, there is no limit to your syllabus, right? But how much you can study by heart and remember till the days of the exam, that is limited. Why? Because the days are limited. So, even if that would hurt your ever learning, ever curious, know it all self, you still have to draw a boundary. The area within that boundary is your syllabus, and your syllabus is personal to you. How much you can handle unpathologically. Your friend's syllabus can be more than you, your friend's syllabus can be less than yours. So, how do you decide what your syllabus will consist of? Yes, we know that we have these prospectus where the syllabus is mentioned, but there only the topics are written. How much extent, how much depth of those topics, that is not mentioned. If suppose you're preparing for your NEET PG and you have subscribed to an app like Marrow, then the entire videos that are present in Marrow, that becomes your syllabus. Suppose you have subscribed to PrepLadder, then the videos that are present, the question banks of PrepLadder becomes your syllabus. Suppose you have limited time, you have a time crunch. In that case, the previous year topics becomes your syllabus. Suppose you're attempting professional examinations or your MDMS final examinations, then maybe the previous year questions, the previous 10 years questions, or the previous 5 years question bank, that can become your syllabus. Done? Now, once you are done with this, let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is chalk out a time-wise deadline for your syllabus. So see the number of months that you have left for till the day of the examination. Okay? Now keep the final 15 days as revision days. Now, definitely it's not possible to completely revise each and everything in your syllabus word by word in these last 15 days. So what you're gonna do in these last 15 days? Concentrate only on those areas which are very high yield for that examination, and at the same time they are very volatile. If you had made a list of last minute reading topics, then you will study those last minute revision topics in those 15 days. So what are these last minute revision topics? We'll get to that. So last 15 days का हिसाब हो गया. बाकी depends on how many more days you are left with. Suppose those 15 days से पहले सिर्फ 1 month extra है, then nothing else to do. Your first and complete study of the syllabus will be in those 30 days. And because you are having a time crunch in such a situation, obviously your syllabus will be lesser in that case, so that you can complete your syllabus in those 30 days. So that in the last 15 days you can do revision. If you are having more than a month left, then before the last 15 days, the month before, just preceding that, that month will be your final complete revision days. Okay? Here you will complete your entire syllabus word by word, and this is definitely possible given that this is not your first read. Okay, so this will be the last full revision time where you will study word by word of your entire syllabus. Now you might tell me ki in 30 days it's not possible if my syllabus is huge. Yes, in 30 days it is not possible to study it for the first time if your syllabus is huge. But if those 30 days are not your first time, they are your second or third time, then definitely it's possible to cover the same syllabus in a lesser amount of time. Okay? Now, लास्ट 15 डेज का हिसाब हो गया, उससे पहले का 30 डेज का हिसाब हो गया. उससे पहले कितने दिन बाकी है? Suppose उससे पहले you have one more month, then nothing to do. You have to cram your entire syllabus in those 1 month. But suppose you have 3 months, then you can give first 2 months for the first read and next 1 month for the second read. Okay, with increase in the number of months before that, you should not increase the duration of your first read by more than 2 months. You have to increase the number of times you are studying it. That is more important, because that way we get to know that what are the things we are able to remember and what are the things that we should be studying in the last moment. Okay, so repeating the same syllabus multiple times, that might sound very boring, but discipline is boring. And this boring discipline will take you places, mark my words. Now, this is done. Step 3. All this while you are giving your reads from the second read onwards, that is from the first revision onwards, you are going to pen down topics. Pen down those topics which you find it's difficult to remember, and at the same time it has appeared and reappeared in the previous examinations, that is, it is a high yield topic. So I will write the topic down, name of the topic, and the book name, the name of the book or the notebook, and the page number, so that it becomes very easy for us to come back to it during our final revision days, so that I do not have to search through the entire book to find it. Okay, so these are your last minute revision topics which will help you in the final 15 days. And do not make this list in the first reading. Why? Because in the first reading, every topic will appear as if you are not able to remember it. But that is not true. Once you are start doing the revisions, you will realize that no, there are certain things which you are able to remember. So do this only from your first revision onwards. Okay. Now step 4. Step 4 is you have to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to certain things if you want to do your preparation sincerely. So what are those things? Number 1 is social media, especially Instagram, and especially those short duration content. The Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, things like that. We know that these short form contents, these reels, they have never done benefit to anyone. They are just made to catch your attention for a very small period of time and give this dopamine burst, as they say. And these are very, very detrimental. Even if these shorts are about something that you are studying, then these are okay when you are doing a casual studying. Casually you are trying to get an information, then studying via these reels are okay. But when you are seriously preparing for some examination which is going to change your life, then I just want to make you aware that stay away from these reels and YouTube shorts, because once you start watching these, no, you won't be able to stop at just one. So number 2 thing that you need to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear is friends and colleagues who keep saying that they haven't studied anything. If they are telling you, I have not studied anything, I have been wasting my time all these while, what are you doing? What syllabus have you completed? Just say, I am also wasting my time, I have also not studied anything, and move on. You have to be strong and not to give in to emotions, because when a so-called close friend says that I am not being able to study, I am not studying anything, I am chilling, then that does affect you, that does slow your pace down. Instead, invest on those friends who are constantly motivating you to study, who is saying, I have completed this topic, this topic, this topic. You also complete these things, and by evening we'll discuss. If you have friends like these, then keep them. And number 3 thing, make yourself detached so that whatever is happening in the outside world is not affecting you. You might appear selfish for doing this by your family, by your relatives, by your friends. But remember, all this is for the greater good. All great people who had done something in life had to stay detached from the worldly affairs, from their close people during their period of struggle. Let's move on. Step number 5, keep testing yourself. Especially if it is this competitive MCQ based examinations, you have to keep testing yourself, keep giving mock tests without any excuse. And while you are sitting for those grand tests, those mock tests, simulate an examination like situation. Like, have your coffee in the morning during the hours in which the actual examination will probably take place. Sitting there constantly, maintaining the time that is given, not going to the washroom in between, and not only giving the examination and seeing the marks and rank is important. What is equally and in some parts more important is to see your mistakes, because the tests that you are giving, those are actually not for testing you in per se, that how much rank you're going to get in the examination. The rank you're going to get in mock test versus the rank you're getting in the actual test is different. It is not to check what rank you might get, it is to look at the mistakes that you are making and make sure you do not repeat those mistakes. We cannot vouch for it that we are not going to repeat those mistakes, but at least we can try. We will look at each and every mistake we have done without any guilt, because we are in our learning phase. We will look at the correct answers and the topic, and if required, we will add those things in our notes also. Now, step number 6. Once you've planned everything, you now have to make a daily hour-wise routine so that you have a note of how you are utilizing every hour of your day. If you are putting in the hard work consistently for 10 to 12 hours every day, if you are noting those things down, you will be able to see your hard work in a tangible form in this piece of paper, and you will feel proud of yourself and keep doing more and more. At the same time, if you are wasting your time daily 3-4 hours by watching YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, that too should be noted so that you feel guilty for it and you get to know what are the things you need to change in your daily routine. Step 7. Now all plans done. Bare, let's start studying. And yes, do not forget to eat well and sleep well. That is basic necessity. Hope this helped you. That's all for today's video. Keep studying, keep hustling. Meet you in my next video. Bye bye.